Good morning, Bookworm family. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Danny. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button down below. Don't forget to click the notification bell because it's always a mystery when I post new videos. And if you're not already following me on Instagram, please be sure to do that. It is at _dancing_bookworm. I post on there full book reviews and bookish content. That was a lot of work. So it is October 1st. I have not vlogged in a few weeks just because I've been trying to get back to going back to work. And I wasn't actually going to vlog today because I'm not feeling well, so I wasn't going to vlog until I started feeling better, but I have to go to work anyway. I am going to be wearing a mask, which I have to remember to go grab a mask, because I just have a cold. It's not like a big deal. I just don't have a voice right now, so I wasn't going to vlog, but I have to go to work anyway, and I couldn't sleep at all last night, guys. I was up all night long, did not sleep a single wink, so I'm really frustrated about that. I really wanted to sleep, but I'm up, so I decided I'm gonna go get some breakfast. I do have one of my coworkers got me a Wendy's gift card, just like a thinking of you gift card, because we did just recently pass my dad's birthday, and if you guys are new to my channel, my dad passed away about 2 years ago. It's a little bit of a hard time for me, so she got me a thinking of you Wendy's gift card, so I'm gonna go get some Wendy's breakfast, and then I'm gonna head to the dance studio for work. Like I said, I'm gonna wear a mask, and I did do a COVID test, so I do not have COVID, but I just am not feeling the best right now, and I'm going to work and then head home, and then I have a full weekend of wanting to read like Halloween spooky books. I do want to watch Hocus Pocus 2 this weekend, so I have some stuff that I have planned, but I thought I would vlog a little bit because I didn't really vlog last month, and I figured might as well turn on the camera and vlog a little bit. Nothing's really happened in the last couple weeks other than being busy with work. My family is actually in Florida right now in the middle of the hurricane. They are okay. They're in Disney World, and it's very safe there. They have a lot of protocols there, and they actually reopened the parks yesterday, so they were able to go to the parks. So they're there, so I haven't really done anything with the kids or anything like that. It's been mostly just me hanging out with Chandler and getting stuff done, but yeah, so I figured I would vlog and go over some of my books with you guys and stuff as I read, but I don't really have anything epic planned in this. I just figured might as well, so we're gonna go get breakfast at Wendy's. I did forget to say I am currently reading Spells of Lost Things by Jenna Evans Welch. I'm listening to it on Scribd. It is a really adorable audiobook so far. I've been listening to it since 4 o'clock this morning because I couldn't sleep. It is about a girl who finds out that her mom is a descendant of witches from Salem, Massachusetts, and a boy who is in foster care and can't find a place where he belongs because he's in foster care, and they kind of come together to figure out her family secrets and what being a witch means to her, and he's trying to find what being in Salem means to him. So that's kind of what it's about. It's like a little romance and a little fun, but I'm trying to read mostly witch, ghost, haunting, spooky books this month for October, so I'm really enjoying it so far. I always love Jenna Evans Welch's books, so I'm glad that I'm reading this one. And guys, now it's time for Wendy's. Okay guys, my voice is completely gone. Of course it is. That's what I get for teaching all day, but it's okay, it'll come back eventually. I have a delicious salad for dinner tonight that my aunt got delivered with a pizza. Oh, there it goes. Okay, it's coming. But I just don't feel like the pizza right now. So I'm gonna have the salad, and then I also got these delicious pumpkin spice rolls. Let me show you guys. They're like Little Debbie's, but they're pumpkin spice. They're filled with cream, which is very exciting. So I'll be eating those things while I watch Hocus Pocus 2, which I'm really excited about because I haven't watched it yet. So I'm going to go do that now. We're going to watch Hocus Pocus 2. Very excited. Hello. So better today. I actually did mostly sleeping and just laying in bed listening to my audiobook today, but the cold has kind of gone to my nose now, but at least it's out of my throat. I hate sore throats. I will take anything over a sore throat because I hate sore throats. But I am going to read for a little bit. It's like 11 o'clock at night already. I literally just laid in bed and listened to my audiobook for most of the day, and then also did some editing of videos and stuff like that. But I am almost done with Spells for Lost Things. I have maybe an hour left to it, so not bad at all. But I think I'm gonna lay in bed and read for a little bit. I have 3 shorter books that I was hoping to get to today, but I think I'm just gonna do 2 because it's already 11 at night. But the first one is Love is Love. This is a comic book anthology of that was written after the Orlando Pulse shooting, of stories that celebrate Pride, and all the proceeds went to survivors of the Pulse shooting. And then the other one is New York Minute. There's something about Roxy. This is not by Mary-Kate and Ashley, it's by Madison Oakes, and this is based off the movie New York Minute with Mary-Kate and Ashley, and it's focused around Mary-Kate's character Roxy, who's kind of a rebel and goes out and does dangerous and crazy things. So those are the 2 that I would like to read tonight. I might start, but probably not, Unsinkable, which is book 1 of the Titanic series by Gordon Corman. This is a mystery that takes place on the Titanic where a bunch of kids get together and discover that something suspicious is happening aboard the Titanic before it even starts sinking. There's 3 books in the series, so this one is where they discover the mystery. The second one, they are trying to solve the mystery, and the third one is when the Titanic begins to sink and they have unfinished business with the mystery that they want to take care of before they get on the lifeboats. So those are the 3 first books I'm going to be reading, but I will definitely be starting with Love is Love, because it should be a pretty quick read, and I'm very excited to get to it. So that's what I'm going to start with, and like I said, I only have an hour left of Spells for Lost Things. I'm also hoping to finish that at some point throughout tonight. I've been laying in bed and resting for most of today, so I'm not tired at all. So yeah, tonight I'm going to do a lot of reading. Hi, Chandler. You cannot eat the cord, baby. You cannot eat the cord. Say hi. Say hi. I'm a crazy cat today. Always a crazy cat. But yeah, I've been mostly laying in bed and resting, so now it's 11 o'clock at night, so I'm going to start my day. But no, I'm just going to still lay in bed and rest, but now with a book instead of an audiobook. So that is the plans for tonight, and I will let you guys know what I end up reading and what I don't. Okay, so I just finished Love is Love. It's a little after 12:30 in the morning, but I absolutely adored this book. I didn't cry because someone named Chandler, right here, look at that face, right there, was being very naughty while I was trying to read it, and he was slamming the cupboards in the kitchen. But had I been able to focus more, I would have cried, definitely. So many beautiful, beautiful things in it, and I just, my heart just melted reading it, and reminded me of that day when I heard about the Orlando Pulse shooting, and, there's a lot of things that that are in here after it was, shortly published, where it says stuff this is gonna bring a big change and stuff like that, and it made me especially sad because, unfortunately, people in the LGBTQ plus community have lost more rights since this book, rather than gained more respect and comfort and acceptance, and it really is an eye-opener. This was published, I think was it published in 2016? Let's see. Yeah, it was published in 2016. So, but yeah, it was definitely, it hurt to read, as somebody in the LGBTQ plus community, but it also gave me hope, but knowing that this was 2016 and things have gotten worse for people in the community, it did make me sad and kind of heartbroken. So but I am going to dive into There's Something About Roxy and hopefully read this one straight through. It's only 114 pages, so should be a pretty easy read. And I will probably not read Unsinkable tonight, but I will probably pick it up tomorrow night. Again, it's not very long. I did pick some short books this month, which I'm happy about. because next weekend I have a busy weekend. There's a birthday party at the dance studio that I'm hosting, and my family comes home from Disney World, so I'm definitely going to want to spend some time with them. So I won't have as relaxing of a weekend next weekend, so I'm glad I picked some short books. And I also do hope to finish listening to Spells for Lost Things tonight, which I believe I have an hour left of. So hopefully I can fly through that, and Chandler will be better behaved. He was just snuggling me, but he got up to go to the kitchen again, which means I'm going to hear cupboard slamming again. He's really into the fact that he learned how to open up cupboards, and now I have to get baby locks for them because he's so naughty. But yeah, so I'm going to read some more. But I absolutely love that book. And oh yeah, obviously if you couldn't tell, it was a 5 out of 5 star for me. Okay, so it's about 2 in the morning. Hello, Chandler. He was sleeping and my voice awoke him. I just finished reading New York Minute. There's something about Roxy, and I am going to give it a 4 star because I feel like as a kid I would have really loved this, but I did find some inconsistencies with like times and like the original movie and stuff like that. So this isn't actually a novelization of the movie. I didn't read the small print, but this is like what happened before the movie, I think, because in the movie, Jane, who is Ashley's character, is trying to get a fellowship, and this is like before she applies for the fellowship, so this I think takes place beforehand. So yeah, so I am gonna give it 4 star because young me would have loved this book, but I did find like some inconsistencies with like them saying, oh, like yesterday when it was actually like 2 days ago, and then like some things that would have not worked with the original novel, like the original movie, like the novelization of that book. But overall I thought it was really cute, and I could have definitely like gotten into these books as a kid. I don't know why I didn't read them. I didn't even know they existed. But the thing that gives me so much nostalgia is like flipping to the back and seeing all the like order the Mary-Kate and Ashley books kind of things, because I like every Scholastic book fair you had books with this stuff in the back, like order this, buy this, and it just cracks me up. But yeah, so did finish those. I'm going to now, I think finish listening to Spells for Lost Things because I only have an hour left and I'm not tired yet, but I also want to do some stuff, so I'm gonna like listen to the audiobook. But I also kind of want to watch a Halloween movie tonight, and it's already 2 in the morning, so I don't know if that's gonna happen, but maybe I'll watch a Halloween movie tomorrow. Don't know. I watched a lot of Halloween movies last night. I went on a binge. I ended up watching Hocus Pocus 2, then Twitches 1 and 2, and then Upside Down Magic. So I went on like a Disney movie Halloween binge, but I kind of wanted to watch the Halloween Town movies because they're like awesome. But I also want to watch scary movies too, but I don't want to watch scary movies this late at night. I'll have to watch scary movies like in an evening somewhere. But I just have such a busy weekend next weekend that I'm a little sad because I really enjoyed having a weekend to do like October-y things and to snuggle up and read, and that's not the case for next weekend, but it will be the case for other weekends in October, I'm sure. I'm just bummed that it's not next weekend. I want it to be every October weekend, be a weekend of whatever I want.
No, free. No, you can't. This is the one you picked first. It says 3.
3.
Put the food in.
Hey, I want 2.
Yup. Whoop.
That's 3. Put it in my mouth.
Okay, guys, so it is Saturday, the 8th, I think is the date. So Saturday the 8th. I have decided that I'm just going to turn this into a monthly reading vlog instead of a weekly reading vlog because I just picked up more hours at the dance studio, which means now I'm working between 6 and 7 days a week. So I don't always have time to vlog every single week and edit a video and stuff like that. But I still want to tell you guys about like what I've been reading and what I rate them and stuff like that. So the last we talked, I think I had just finished There's Something About Roxy, which was the New York Minute book. So then I have read Spells for Lost Things by Jenna Evans Welch. Super cute. I gave it 5 stars. I love all of Jenna Evans Welch's books, which is weird because they're like high school romances, but it's still not like a high school romance. There's always like an underlying thing, and it kind of just, I love books that are like on location and like her books. There's one in Ireland, there's one in Greece, there's one in, where's the other place? Italy, and then this one was in Salem. So a lot of great locations and stuff in her books. Chandler, every time I record, I swear, now he's playing with a paper bag. And then I also listened to on audiobook The Night I Met Father Christmas by Ben Miller. I reviewed recently. Okay, I gotta walk away or you won't be able to hear me. I reviewed recently his book, The Day That I Fell Into a Fairy Tale, and I really liked that one. This one, I think I gave 3 or 4 stars, I can't remember, but it was a really cute, like, kind of reminded me a little bit of like the Santa Claus, but also like with a little bit of like Halloween Town vibes, and like it was like, it wasn't like anything to do with Halloween, but like just like that, like you discover that this stuff is like true, and like stuff that you've always felt was true is true kind of stuff, and you go to that land to learn more about it kind of thing. So I really liked that one, but I didn't like love it. I liked The Day I Fell Into a Fairy Tale more than I liked this one, because I really like fairy tale stuff, and I'm not like a super big Christmas person. I am 100% a Halloween person, so I'm not a big Christmas person, but I still really liked it. And then I also read on audiobook The Worst Witch, and that is by, oh, who wrote that one? I have to look. Jill Murphy. Jill Murphy wrote The Worst Witch. That was really cute. I forgot to say what The Night I Met Father Christmas was about. So it's about a boy who decides, like, he's just at the age where, like, he can't decide if Santa's real or not. So he decides that he's going to go to the North Pole and, like, go and, like, see Santa, and he's going to catch him and go to North Pole with him. And he ends up catching, like, this little elf, and the elf is telling the story of, like, this elf that turns... I can't say more, but he's telling like the story of this elf, and it kind of takes him on like a magical journey with learning like the history of like the North Pole, Santa, elves, stuff like that. So it's really hard not to spoil that one because it's kind of a short read, so like the entire plot is a spoiler, so that one's tough. And then The Worst Witch by Jill Murphy is about a little girl who discovers that she is a witch, and she goes to a magical school, so kind of Harry Potter vibes, but when she gets there, she discovers that she does not have like the same type of magic as everyone else, and that her magic is like not very well trained as like the other kids, and she doesn't really know how to control it or do things as well as the other kids, so she's trying to learn how to be a better witch. And the teachers there are like really tough and mean, like they're like old mean witches instead of like nice Harry Potter like witches. But I do think I ended up giving that one 3 or 4 stars. Again, I can't remember, but yeah, I had some good reads this month. There was nothing that I didn't like so far, so that's good. Like I'm very happy with what I've read so far. But yeah, so I am currently listening to The Clackety by Laura Sneff, and that is about a girl who lives in a small town where like everything is haunted, like all the houses are haunted and all the buildings are haunted and stuff like that, and she ends up going in search of her aunt who goes missing, and she really has to like overcome her fears among all the ghosts and spirits, and she discovers that she has to go on this like grueling task, and that's going to like really challenge like her deepest, darkest fears. It's really good. I actually think it's a little creepy for a middle grade, like it's a middle grade book, but it's a little creepy and I'm really into it. Like I'm really enjoying it a lot. So I'm glad that I'm reading it because I don't know, I just really want like Halloween vibes right now. But I did end up getting my first bingo on my trick-or-treat-a-thon. I have read quite a few of the books that I needed to read for Reading Rivalry. So yeah, so I'm already pretty far in and it's only the 8th. So I'm really doing well and I'm proud of myself. So I'm hoping I can keep it up. But like I said, tomorrow I'm hosting a birthday party at the dance studio, but it's only a few hours. So I'm hoping to finish The Clackety. And also I'd like to read Unsinkable because I was supposed to read that last weekend and I never ended up doing it. So I hope that I can get to those things this weekend. But I'm also really in a Halloween mood, but I need to read the ones that are not as Halloween-y earlier in the month, because if I don't read them earlier in the month, I'm going to be even more in a Halloween mood and then really not want to read them. So I have to read them earlier in the month. So that is my goal for this weekend. And I did babysit tonight. The kids just got back from Disney World. Oh, I gotta show you guys. Let me go get it. I have my lights off over here, but I will bring it over into the... Chandler, where is it? Chandler Bing. He stole it. he knew he stole it too, because he was like trying to hide it with his little paw, the little stink pot. Ava got me this from Disney World. It's a Pride Stitch. It's from the Disney Pride collection. And it was really cute. She actually got her first Pride shirt. It's like Mickey Mouse with like a rainbow on it. Obviously, she doesn't identify as anything yet. She's only 9, but I think she kind of like sees that I wear Pride stuff all the time, and like it's kind of like a nice like thing to see her like becoming this ally in the community. Nice to like see her get like a Pride shirt for herself and like acknowledge that like she knew it was the Pride collection and she knew what that meant. So it was really cool, and she was very excited to give it to me. She was so excited to give it to me that she was like, "Can I open it for you?" I was like, "You know what's in it." She's like, "I know, but can I open it?" I was like, "Sure." So I'm gonna have a little snack before bed, and then I was watching Halloween Town with Jacob before Jay and Lisa got home. I was babysitting the kids tonight, and Ava fell asleep on me, but Jacob and I were watching Halloween Town, and I have 15 minutes left. And I know that it's a kid's movie, but I don't care. I'm going to finish my 15 minutes. I'm probably going to watch the rest of the series too, because I like it. But not tonight, because I'm very tired. I worked, my first class was at 8:30 this morning. My last class was at 4:30, and then I went right to babysitting. So I'm a little pooped. So we'll not be watching all the Halloween Towns tonight, but I will probably watch the last 15 minutes and then maybe like a TV show or something before bed. But yeah, so that's like my update for right now. Other than that, I've just been working, so I'm hoping that I'll have some Halloween festivity stuff to show you at some point in this vlog, because I would really like to go to like a pumpkin patch or like something Halloween-y. I don't know what there is, but hopefully there will be something, so yeah. But I will see you guys in the next update. Hello. So I have about 40 minutes of the clackety left that I'm going to be finishing up tonight. It is Sunday, by the way. I should start saying the date if I'm going to do a monthly vlog, but it is Sunday the 9th. The birthday party went really well today. It was super cute. But yeah, I'm going to finish up the clackety tonight. I am going to read a physical book, or start a physical book at least. I just don't know which one. I don't know which one I want to do. I think I'll probably do Unsinkable. But I'm not sure. I have a lot of good choices this month, so. But I wanted to pop on and show you guys. I got these really cool bookmarks. So this one's not as good, because it's a little stretched out, but I love Lilo and Stitch, and I thought it was super cute that they were dressed up as each other, and it's got the little tassel on it. If you guys are new to my channel, I do collect bookmarks, so that's something that I do. But then this one I really liked. It is the Scream face with blood on it and the knife, and I thought that was really cool. So I got these from a small business, like she just makes bookmarks and like inspirational cards and stuff like that, so I will link her Etsy down below. Not all of them are like this. I did get one from my boss that was also like a long one like this that said "This is Boo Sheet," and it had a ghost on it. So I did get one for her that was like that. And it was also a little stretched out, but I should have noticed that when I ordered them, but I thought maybe it was just the picture. But yeah, if you get like the picture ones, they are a little stretched out, but I like her like unique ones. Like this knife is really, really cool. But I wanted this one because my niece went to Disney World. Well, my family went to Disney World, but my niece looked everywhere for a bookmark for me because she wanted to get me a Disney bookmark because I collect them, and I don't have a Disney World bookmark for some reason. And she couldn't find it, so she did end up getting me the cute little Stitch that I showed you guys before, but she couldn't find a bookmark, so I got myself this one just in case she couldn't find one, and I could be like, oh, I got myself a Disney bookmark. But Lilo is my favorite character, actually. People always think my favorite character is Stitch because I wear Stitch stuff all the time, but it's just because they don't have like a lot of Lilo stuff. But Lilo's my favorite character. Stitch is probably my second favorite character. That's Disney, and then I like Alice in Wonderland, and stuff like that. But I like Lilo because Lilo reminds me of myself, like when she's like, "I'm sorry I bit you and pulled your hair and punched you in the face," and "Punch controls the weather." Like I was a super weird kid, so I relate to Lilo. Plus she has no parents and just her and her sibling and like stuff like that, so I really relate to her story a lot. But yeah, Lilo's my favorite, but Stitch is my second favorite. But it's always really hard to find Lilo stuff, so I liked that this had Lilo on it, and Scrump. I love the doll Scrump, so but yeah, I just want to show you guys that. I'm gonna finish listening to the clackety, try to pick out what I'm gonna read next, and just kind of have a chill night. It's already like 11 o'clock, but I did sleep for like 4 hours when I got home from work tonight, so I'm pretty awake right now. Okay, so I just finished reading The Clackety and I gave it 5 stars. I really liked it. I thought that it was like spooky and like maybe a little creepy for the age group because I don't know, it kind of like gave me like spooky vibes and then I'm an adult, but I think there are kids out there who would really like it, especially now like that age group, that like reading level is really into like Stranger Things and stuff like that. Like from what I know at the dance studio, like that's like the big thing right now. I think that kids would really, really enjoy this book. Like it was very spooky and very fun and gave me a little bit of Coraline vibes, which I don't like Coraline, but like very minor Coraline vibes. But also I love books that like feed off of people's fears. So like the character has to go through a set of tasks that are all going to make her relive her biggest fears and biggest like anxieties. And I thought that was a really cool way to make like a horror book, but also like bring attention to mental health. Like she was like a very anxious character and like had panic attacks and stuff like that and then had to go and face all of her worst fears. And I thought that was really cool. As somebody who suffers from anxiety, one of my anxieties is I cannot go into haunted houses. Like I used to work in a haunted house. Like I know all the ins and out of a haunted house, but actually walking through a haunted house as the person who's going to be scared, I can't do it. It terrifies me. And I hate getting things jumped out at me and stuff like that. And that's kind of like what this entire book was. Like this character had to go through her own version of a haunted house. And it was something new, like a different fear on every floor. It's like if you went through a haunted house and like, let's say you're afraid of spiders and on the first floor it was all spiders and the second floor you're afraid of snakes and it's all snakes and the third floor you're afraid of dying and like it's all these things that could kill you. Like it was like very, very cool concept and I really enjoyed it. So I did give it 5 stars. And then I also quickly just binge listened to New Kid by Jerry Craft. And that is actually a graphic novel, I guess, but it was an audiobook. So I listened to it on audiobook and didn't realize it was a graphic novel until afterwards, which is probably why I didn't like it as much because I was like, what? Like I felt like things were going too fast and like not really making sense. But if it was a graphic novel, that makes sense. I just don't know why it would have been also an audiobook. I feel like graphic novels are a weird thing to turn into an audiobook. But I did give it 3 stars. I thought it was cute. It just wasn't my favorite that I've read this month. And after finishing The Clackety, it was kind of like a letdown. But also it just didn't have a lot of detail, which makes sense because it's a graphic novel, but I didn't know it was a graphic novel and I was listening to it. So, but it is about a kid who, I believe he is half black, half white, is kind of what I got from it, but I didn't have the illustrations to demonstrate that for me. But he goes to a school that's prominently white, and he like befriends like the only other black kid there, or like there's like a couple black kids, but he befriends one of them. And he is kind of like judged, like not all the teachers were racist, but this one teacher was like super racist and like, but like microaggression racism. So like she didn't think she was racist and she was like, I'm not racist, like kind of thing. And she like just wouldn't bother to learn their names properly. She wouldn't bother to like anytime something went wrong, she would blame them kind of thing. She was like mad that he was expressing himself through art and stuff like that. So it was not my favorite book that I've read, but it was like a very good point book. And I think it's something that all teachers should read because I feel like that is like a thing that I've noticed a lot. Like teachers just don't bother to learn kids' names if they don't expect them to amount to much, which is its own type of prejudice in itself. But like I didn't go to a school that had a lot of black kids, and the kids that we did have, I don't know their experience, but I felt like anytime that a kid just was like if you had a kid who like in like 7th grade was like the bad kid, like going into 8th grade, like all the teachers already knew his name and was like, oh, like you're just not gonna amount to much, and like every time something went wrong they'd be like, it was you, even if it wasn't, kind of thing. So I don't know, like I feel like that's a thing that I noticed as a kid, and yeah, it was just like one of those things that I don't really think is a bad thing to learn more about. I think we should definitely be learning about microaggressions and the things that we can do to prevent them. And this was a very eye-opening book, but it was obviously not written for teachers. It was written for kids. But I do hope teachers pick it up and kind of realize like, oh, hey, I am doing this. Or like, I am noticing kids doing this in the hallway and I should put a stop to that because I didn't realize that that could be offending someone kind of thing. So it was a good read. I just didn't, like, it wasn't my favorite of the month, but it was good, and I wish I had known it was a graphic novel because I would have just read the graphic novel, but oh well. Okay, so it's about 3 in the morning. I am halfway through Unsinkable. I don't really know how I feel about it right now. It's like cute-ish, but I think it's gonna end up contradicting the history of the Titanic, which is like what I'm all about. Like, I don't care about the storyline. I would rather have like it historically accurate. So right now we've only really like met like 2 historical figures. One being John Jacob Astor, and the other being oh my god, what's his name? The guy who drew the Titanic, the guy who created the Titanic, Mr. Andrews, Thomas Andrews. Oh my gosh, that took me forever. I could not remember his name. But yeah, so those are the only like actual historical people we've met in the book so far. Other than that, they're fictional characters, but I think it's going to contradict itself because all 4 of the kids are like in different classes. There's like 2 that are first class and 2 that are third class, and somehow they all come together. So I don't know how that's gonna work. Or maybe there's only 1 that's first class. Then, okay, there's 1 that's first class, 1 that's like crew. So most crew is like considered second class, and then the other 2 are third class. So I don't really know how it's gonna come together because they wouldn't be allowed near each other kind of thing. Like third class was kept below in steerage while first class got like the run of the ship kind of thing. So I don't really know how it's gonna work out. I'm interested to see, but I did not feel like reading the other half of this tonight because I just wasn't into it yet. Like it wasn't taking place on the Titanic yet. It was all before the Titanic, and I felt like I was reading it really slow because I just wasn't into it yet. So I decided to take a break of that and read something Halloween related because that's the vibe that I'm feeling right now. So I read Pumpkinheads by Rainbow Rowell and Faith Erin Hicks, and that is about a girl and a boy, and the girl is trying to get this boy to go talk to this girl that he's had a crush on for 4 years of them working in this pumpkin patch together. And she like, it's like their last night before they are done and leave for college kind of thing. So the girl is trying to get him to go talk to her, and he doesn't want to because he wants to like do like his job and stuff like that. And they go on this like whole adventure through the pumpkin patch. I thought it was really cute. I gave it 4 stars, and I wasn't going to give it that high because it was like kind of dumb, like it was just like corny. Like it wasn't like dumb, but it was just like corny kind of thing, and like something that like everyone would like be like, oh yeah, that's gonna happen. Like it was very predictable, but I gave it an extra star. So I would have given it like 3 stars because it was predictable, but like the art was good, and it's a graphic novel, so it was like nice. But I gave it an extra star for the atmosphere because I was really in the mood for a Halloween book. It wasn't like straight up Halloween, but it like took place in a pumpkin patch, and it was like really nice, and the art and stuff in it was like all like very cute pumpkin patch. Like I've been to a bunch of pumpkin patches living in upstate New York like that, and it was really cute, and I liked the whole like concept of them like running through like the different activities you do at a pumpkin patch, from like where the pumpkins are to the corn maze to hay rides to, you know, where you buy pie, and like it was just really, really fun, and I really enjoyed like the atmosphere of it. So I ended up giving it 4 stars, even though I probably should have only given it 3 stars, but it was really cute. Hello, so it is, well, it's now Friday, October 14th, but I will consider it still October 13th because I haven't gone to bed yet. It is a little after 12:30 in the morning. I am going to sit down and read Unsinkable. This is like the first chance that I've gotten to read since the weekend. So I'm going to try to finish this up. There's only a little over halfway left, so like a little over 50 pages maybe. No, that's not accurate. That was bad math. There is 110 pages. Wow, that was really bad math. Anyway, there's 110 pages left. Wow, horrible math. God, I'm terrible at it. But yeah, I'm going to try to finish it up tonight and just see. I might fall asleep. I don't know if I'll actually finish it or not. You guys did see that I went to Spirit Halloween with my boss and her son on Monday, I think it was. Yeah, it was Columbus Day, so Monday. So that was fun, and I got some ideas for Halloween costumes. So I really want to get into my Halloween reads, and in order to do that, I have three more not spooky books, I think. 3 more not spooky books is what it looks like, what I'm looking at over there. But I am hoping to finish this one up tonight so I can really focus on the spooky reads. This weekend I was going to read like The Exorcist all the way through, but I think I'm going to save it for one more weekend because I want to read it a little closer to Halloween. So right now I'm reading this one, and then I'm also reading Halloween Party by Agatha Christie, which I'm not loving right now. I don't really get the Agatha Christie hype, I guess, but I'm trying it. And I'm like a quarter of the way through right now, so I'm listening to that on audiobook, but not a super fan of it right now. I don't know, did I read anything else, like listen to anything else on audiobook since the last time I talked to you guys? I don't think I did. I think I started Halloween Party and haven't really had a chance to listen to it much, so. But yeah, so these are the 2 books that I'm reading, and I will hopefully finish these up. Well, I hope I finish Unsinkable tonight, but I hope I finish Halloween Party by the end of the week. Like finish it up on Saturday so that Sunday I can really like book through books because I have all Sunday off and I plan to just chill and read, so that is the plan. But I got my little reading buddy. Say hi, reading buddy. Say hi. Where's your good baby? You're so cute. Chandler Bing, are you so cute? Oh, he has been so snuggly tonight. I'm so pumped to sit back and relax and read. So I'm going to turn on some of my Halloween ambiance and snuggle this kitty cat and read my book. Okay, so it's about 3 a.m. It took me about an hour to get into reading because I was playing on my phone. But then Chandler got super comfy, cozy, and I turned on like the perfect ambiance. It sounded like a fireplace with like relaxing song, and it was really, really nice, and it had like pumpkins in the background. Very, very nice. But I did finish it, and I'm gonna give it 3 stars. I know it's a series, but it did kind of leave you like with a lot of unanswered questions. I like when book series, like when the first book like will wrap up enough of the first book that like wants you to keep going in the series but doesn't like force it upon you. So like kind of like Hunger Games, like kind of ends with them like holding hands and her going like him going like what's next, and her not really knowing kind of thing. I liked that because like it wrapped up that first Hunger Games, where this takes place on a singular event. Like the Titanic was only afloat for 4 days, 5 if you count when it sinks. So you know, it's hard to like wrap up a solid portion. Like some stuff got wrapped up, but not really. Like I just felt like, oh, sorry, I'm very tired. I just felt like more could have been wrapped up, so I didn't feel like I had to like jump right into the second book, which I mean, I guess that's like the point sometimes. But the next one is Collision Course, and that is when it hits the iceberg, I believe. And I just realized looking at the back of it, like the whole 3 books make the Titanic as a whole. Like, that's cool. I didn't realize that. But yeah, I am like not in love with it, but it was like cute. And the mystery's fun, but just not my favorite so far because, I mean, nothing really got wrapped up, but maybe by the end of the 3rd book I'll like it better. We'll see. But I don't have the 2nd or 3rd book on my TBR for this month, so that'll have to be for November. But yeah, I'm going to probably crash now, go to sleep. I have a couple booktubers that I've been wanting to watch. I've posted videos. How to Train Your Gavin and JD Ray Reads have been posting videos and I haven't had time to watch them, so I'm going to try to watch a couple of those and snuggle up with Chandler and probably go to sleep. So, but I am glad I got this done, and it was like exactly what I needed tonight. I've just been feeling like a little bit of burnout, so it was nice to just snuggle up with a book and my cat and have a relaxing night where I didn't have to like do anything and just focus on reading. Okay, I am really going to bed now though. I will see you guys in the next part. Alright, so I just finished reading Halloween Party by Agatha Christie. I'm gonna give it a 1 star. I don't like it. Didn't get it. And also, I had it figured out in like the first few chapters, and I listened to the entire audiobook waiting for a plot twist in which there were supposed to be them, but I didn't get it. Didn't see a plot twist, just, oop, my TV started up by itself. I didn't see a plot twist, I just saw boring mystery that I had already solved. So, not a fan. But I did read that this was like one of Agatha Christie's novels that they considered a disappointment and that no one really liked it. So knowing that, I might try a different Agatha Christie novel, but no promises. No promises. I did not like this one. So, hey guys, so it's Sunday the 16th, and I just got invited to go with my family to Spooktacular, which is like a family-friendly haunted trail kind of thing where you like go and see like a bunch of Halloween decorations and there's food trucks and stuff like that. And the kids get to like trick or treat on the maze. So I'm gonna go with them. And yeah, I'll show you guys, I'll bring you guys along with me.
Say, I'm Owlette.
And now what?
Now go fly. Whee! Spirit Kid, and we're just the heroes to get the job done. Eee! Another exciting adventure with Sonic. This time around at the very start, I'm going...
It don't matter where we go, it don't matter where we stay tonight, 'cause when I'm with you, yeah, I know everything will be alright. It don't matter what we say, it don't matter how we make things right, 'cause when I'm with you, yeah, I know everything will be alright. When I'm with you, when I'm with you, everything will be alright. When I'm with you, when I'm with you, everything will be alright. When I'm with you, when I'm with you, everything will be alright. When I'm with you. It don't matter where we go, it don't matter if we lose it all, 'cause when I'm with you, yeah, I know everything will be alright. It don't matter if we fall down into the darkest place we know, 'cause when I'm with you, yeah, I know everything will be alright. When I'm with you, when I'm with you.
Okay, so it's about 7:42. I just got home from the Spooktacular. It was really cute. It wasn't like anything exciting or anything like that, but it was cute. There was like these trick-or-treating bags and you had to pay extra for them, and I found like people had just left them on the ground, like they just like accidentally left them behind kind of thing. And if you did that, they were like giving you replacement ones and just taking your word for it. So I took one that I found on the ground and I trick-or-treated myself because I was like, psh, it's a bag on the ground. I'm gonna go trick-or-treating. So I left it in my brother's car though, along with my like bag that I carry everywhere. So I was really upset about that, but it was a cute little event. You know, it wasn't anything grand or exciting. The trick-or-treating was kind of lame because it was just like little dollar store stuff and no candy. No candy for the trick-or-treating. It was all toys, which I guess for some allergy reasons, that's a good thing, but it would have been nice if there was at least a little bit of candy, or maybe like at the end there was like a pot of candy you could like take some out of, but no candy, just little toys. But yeah, it was a cute event, but I do have to clean my house now. So I'm going to finish listening to Go Ask Alice while I clean, and then I'm going to sit down and read a physical book. Guys, I am so mad. So I just sat down to read my physical book and I went to pull it out of my bag, which, as mentioned, I left in my brother's car. So you guys saw last night I was starting to read Renegade Reporters. If you guys were watching my like clips of me reading last night, I was reading Renegade Reporters by Alyssa something Weissman. I would hold it up right here, but instead I'll just post a nice little picture because it's in my brother's car. And I really planned on finishing that tonight, so I'm really upset that I left it there. But that is about three young girls who, well, two of them get kicked off of their school TV show, like their school news show, for having a teacher's dancing in the locker room video go viral. And so they're kicked off because the teacher was really embarrassed and it wasn't appropriate and all this stuff. So they get kicked off and they end up opening up their own news show that they post to YouTube from their basement. And I was really getting into it. And I thought it was cute so far, and it's a little middle grade, and I could have finished it tonight, but no, it's in my brother's car. So I am also currently listening to, on audiobook, Go Ask Alice by Anonymous. I read this when I was, I don't even know how old, probably like 13, 14 years old. I don't know, what's the publication date? Publication date is, 1967. No way. Oh no, that's the Go Ask Alice song. Okay, the publication date was 1998. So yeah, I read it fairly young. I remember not 1998 because I would have been way too young to read it then. But I read it like when I was like 12, 13 years old. And I will say it did scare me off of drugs when I was in middle school. Like, I did not touch drugs as a middle schooler. Like, I was like, no way, which I guess is the purpose. But later it was revealed that this was not an anonymous author. It was a lady who was writing pretending to be this actual Alice girl who gets hooked on drugs. And now as an adult, I'm reading it and I'm like, okay, sure. Like, are drugs super addictive? Yes. 100%. And there are people who post like, oh, one time doesn't get you hooked. That's not true. Like, I know addicts who have said one time literally got them hooked. But the parts that are unbelievable are how she writes the diary, like the language she uses. I, as a teenager, never used like fancy words in my diary. It was usually like, oh, I ate a bag of Doritos today. You know, like it wasn't like I was like, oh, I consumed several Doritos on a hot Thursday. Like, and that's kind of how this is written. It's very ridiculous. Like, it's definitely not a real diary, like, at all. And that was obviously came out later on. But anyways, if you guys don't know what this is about, it is about a girl in the 1970s who falls into the drug scene with acid, pot, and other things, and she kind of loses herself and what she believes in along the way, and it's like supposed to be the diary of that. I really liked it as a middle schooler, which I guess is good because it was like, don't do drugs, and I was like, oh, I won't ever do them. But you know, as a adult, I'm like, okay, sure. So I'm not loving it, but I am listening to it on audiobook, even though I have the physical copy because it's just easier that way. Yeah, I said that I was going to clean before I told you that I was reading Go Ask Alice, but I said I was going to clean and listen to Go Ask Alice. But then I think instead of reading Renegade Reporters like I wanted to, this one's a little bit chunkier. I don't think I'm going to finish it tonight, but I'm hopeful that I will because the print is kind of large. But I'm going to read The Shrunken Head, which is a Curiosity House book. This is by Lauren Oliver and H.C. Chester, and this is about several kids who are living in like a kind of freak show style house, and they all have like these abilities and stuff like that, and a new boy comes and he's a knife thrower and he's really like very talented at it, but then secrets start appearing and so on and so forth. This gives me a little bit more of a spooky Halloween vibe, and after going to like a Halloween thing tonight, it's gonna be a good read, but I'm just a little bummed that I left the book that I was going to finish tonight in my brother's car. But I should still finish Go Ask Alice sometime tonight. I only have like, I want to say like an hour left of it, not even. And this one I should read a good chunk of tonight. I did want to make like some form of fun video this weekend, but it's already like 10 o'clock at night on Sunday, so I might just wait and do it next weekend instead. I don't know. I still kind of want to, but I don't even know what I want to make a video of, so really have to think about it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I end up doing it or not. Right now, I kind of just want to snuggle up with my book, I think. Okay, so I just finished Go Ask Alice. I'm going to give it 2.5 stars. I usually only do like 2 or 3, but in this instance, I will tell you guys it's 2.5, but online it'll represent a 2. I do think that as a young kid, when I read it, I was very terrified of what drugs would do to you. As an adult, I'm reading it and I'm like, okay, that's not exactly what happens. And yeah, I just think the believability wasn't there, but did it do the job of acting as like a don't do drugs thing? Yes. I think that if a 13, 14-year-old read it, it's very traumatizing. Do I think that it's effective for the age group I think it's targeted for? No. I think like it's targeted more for like 16, 17-year-olds because that's the age that Alice is in the book. So I think that 13-year-olds would be scared of it, but I think 17-year-olds would be like, right, you know? So I'm gonna give it a 2.5 stars. Telling you it's 2.5 stars because I'm giving it 1.5 stars for the fact that it scared the crap out of me as a kid. But I'm also only giving it 1 star for the reading now. So so I finished that. I got 50 pages into Shrunken Head. It's really cute. I'm really excited to finish this, but I didn't want to get too far because I'm frustrated that I didn't finish my other book. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read a really short book right now, a binge read, and I'm going to read I Need My Mommy. It's K-N-E-A-D. I Need My Mommy and Other Poems by Kittens. And this is by Francisco Marculiani, I want to say, Marculiano, something like that, but I'll put it right here, obviously, and it is just a little small poetry book on Scribd that I'm going to read, turn the lights out, and just sit back and relax and read, because I'm tired. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm probably gonna go to bed, so I'll see you guys in a little bit. So it is October 17th. It is Monday. I talked to you guys last night and I said I was just going to read the kitten poem book, I Need My Mommy. And I ended up reading that. And I also ended up listening to 10 Days in a Madhouse by Nellie Bly, which is the true story of a journalist who went undercover in 1887 into a mental institution and went as a person who needed the services of a mental patient but wasn't actually mentally ill, and reported upon what was happening there, everything from choking people to pouring ice on them, to all these horrible things, horrible things. So I won't say much more because it would ruin it if you guys read it, but it is a true journalistic standpoint that she kind of went on, and it was very interesting to listen to, and I'm really glad I listened to it. And it had like an eerie vibe, but also really sad because it actually happened to people, and people who sometimes like they were autistic, like, or they, you know, had anxiety or something that is so common these days, and like we don't even bat an eye at it anymore, and it was considered insane back then. So very interesting read. I enjoyed it a lot. I gave that 5 stars. I also gave 5 stars to I Need My Mommy and Other Poems by Kittens because I thought it was so cute and I just love it, and every single one reminds me of my Chandler Bing. Tonight I am currently watching Gavin from How to Train Your Gavin's 2-hour vlog where he stays in a haunted castle for 3 nights and read. I was going to read some stuff tonight, but I think I'm just gonna kind of sit back and watch this vlog. Got a couple work things to do and maybe book journal because I'm just a little tired and I want to read, but I don't have the energy for it tonight. So tomorrow I will read, but tonight I'm just going to kind of sit back and watch TV. So I'll check in with you guys whenever I finish reading my next book. I think I'll finish reading Renegade Reporters first and then finish Shrunken Head, because I'm a little all over the place with my reading right now. Oh, I also started listening to The Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo. Is that what it is? Is it The Fire on High or With the Fire on High? Something like that. I'll obviously put the picture right here. But this is by Elizabeth Acevedo, or Acevedo. I've heard it said multiple different ways. When I first read it, I thought it said Acevedo. So far, it is about a girl who is a teen mother, and she has found a love for the culinary arts, and her dream is to be able to go on this class trip to Spain, but she doesn't think she can afford it, and she doesn't think it's really fair to her daughter for her to go. So it's a very good read so far. I'm liking it a lot. I have read other books by her and I've enjoyed all of them, so really excited to read this one as well. But yeah, I'm going to watch TV, hang out, and maybe listen to a little bit more of that tonight, but just have a chill night. A little Stitch hanging out in the background over here. So it is Thursday, October 20th. It actually just turned midnight, so it's the 21st now. But I am finally sitting down for the night with The Shrunken Head. I am like so sore from work today, but I really want to read some of this. Don't think I'm gonna get through it tonight. I don't know. I'm not even gonna say I don't know, because I know myself and I know I will not sit here and read 266 pages in one sitting. But it is 366 pages long. Oh, actually, I'm only on page 50. Dang, I thought I was farther into this than I was. I'm only on page 50. So I am going to just sit back and relax and read this as much as I can tonight. And then tomorrow I will finish this book up along with A Fire on High, or Like a Fire on High. Why do I not remember? With the Fire on High? Why do I never remember the name of this book? Like every single time I'm talking about this book in this vlog, I do not remember the name of it. But tonight and tomorrow, these books will be finished up. And then Saturday, I will start my fun reading thing that I have planned for the weekend. I think I'm hanging out with my family on Sunday, but I don't really know what we're doing. I don't know if I'm just gonna go like over there and hang out, or if I'm gonna like go somewhere with them. I really want to do something fallish, or like a haunted house or something. Not a haunted house, but like a real haunted place. Like go to a haunted place, but not anything that has a jump scare, because I hate jump scares. But yeah, I'm going to sit down and read this for the night until I get tired and fall asleep. Them's be the game plans. Hello. So last night, we had some sad reading choices in the world, guys. Some sad reading choices. So I fell asleep at midnight, woke up at 1:30, read till 3 a.m. Nope, read till 4 a.m. and then went back to sleep for 3 hours and woke up and went to work. Actually, I only went back to sleep for 2 hours because Chandler woke me up at 6. So, yeah. But I did finish The Shrunken Head. I gave it 3 stars. Like, I thought it was good, but I just thought it was, like, weird. Like, there was so much, like, intense stuff for a middle school book, like a middle grade book. Like, I mean, the reading level was ages 8 to 12, and I would have said, like, maybe ages, like, 8, or not 8, but maybe, like, ages, like, 10 to 14, maybe even a little bit older. Just, like, I mean, there's, like, somebody who gets hung, there's somebody dying on every page, like, the kids are, like, going out and doing like their own forensic investigation, like they're not really like being taken care of, they don't go to school, and like that's kind of like okay that they don't go to school. Like it's very bizarre to me. Like it was like not like something that I would hand my niece who is 9, but I did like it, and I thought the characters were really fun. It just was a little weird. It was like kind of like Magic Misfits but meets Greatest Showman. So like, yeah, I don't know. Like, so if you guys have read the Magic Misfits book by Neil Patrick Harris, reminded me of that. But then also like The Greatest Showman, where like everybody's an outcast and nobody likes them kind of thing. But then everybody likes them. And it kind of left you hanging a little bit. Like, it was like not... It's kind of like, oh, all this stuff is going to happen, and then it got to, like, the last, like, 60 pages, and then it's like, now it's all happening, but we're not going to tell you about this, 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 or this, so we're just going to put it in the next book. And I was like, oh, I mean, 365 pages. I hoped for more of a wrap-up than what you've just done, but okay. And then I also finished listening to With the Fire on High. That is the name of the book, by Elizabeth Ace Vito, and that one... I only gave 2 stars, and I was really disappointed because I really love her books. I love The Poet X. Like, The Poet X is one of my favorite books, but I just didn't love this one. And I think what really turned me off of it is, first of all, the plot line was just kind of dull. Like, her point was that she wanted to go get to Spain to do this cooking trip. And she's a teen mother, and her grandma's watching her baby, and she doesn't want to, like, spend money on herself. And, like, okay, that stuff all gets figured out, like, yada, yada. Like, she decides whether she's going to Spain or not. She decides what she's doing with her life. And then that's kind of it. Like, nothing else really happens. Like, she makes decisions about her life. She makes decisions if she's going to go to college. She makes decisions if she's going to go to Spain. She makes decisions if... you know, she's gonna let her grandma keep helping her with her baby. Like, she just makes decisions. Like, that's the whole book. And I'm like, oh, kind of fell flat for me. You want to know the biggest thing? So I would have given it a 3-star because I was like, oh, the writing's still good. The characters are a little flat and the plot line's still a little flat, but the writing's good. But you want to know what docked it down a star? 3 times. 3 times in the whole book. I let out a breath I didn't know I was holding. Oh my God, I hate that line. Why do people put it in? Like, come up with something more creative, please. And why put it in 3 times? Like, any sentence in a book 3 times is too many. Any sentence. Like, you could say, the house was on fire 3 times, and I would still want you to find a different way to tell me the house was on fire. I let out a breath I didn't know I was holding. I hate that line so much. I hate it so much. Why is it in every book? So, anyway, I did dock it a star for that because I was like, 3 times? Like, 1 time's too much for that line. But I would have forgiven it, maybe docked it like a 1/2 star in my mind. But I was like, 3 times? Too many. Too many. 2 times too many. 3 times way too many. So yeah, so that did only get 2 stars for me. So I was a little bummed about that because I really do like her books, and I liked Clap When You Land, or Clap When You Land. I liked that one. I didn't love it, but I liked it. And I think the reason I didn't like it as much was because it was about a father's passing away, and I had listened to it shortly after my father passed away. So I think that was part of the reason I didn't love that one as much, but I really just did not like this one. And I loved Poet X, so I was very disappointed that this one was not my cup of tea. But now I am jumping into reading horror books for the weekend. You guys can see this in a whole separate vlog. It will actually go up before this vlog. It will be called Halloween Weekend, Halloween Reads, something like that. Not Halloween Weekend because it's like the weekend before, but like, you know, something about Halloween Reads, Halloween Horror Night, something like that. So you guys will see that beforehand. But in this, I will be reading Horror Store by Grady Hendrix. And this is about a girl who is working at like an IKEA-based store. And this book is supposed to look like an IKEA catalog, which is so fun. But yeah, it's supposed to look like, oh, that's not an IKEA catalog. That's like ripped paper, but okay, yeah, it's supposed to look like an IKEA catalog kind of thing. And she's working at the store, and weird stuff starts to happen. So she stays overnight with a group of people to try to figure out what's happening in the store, and they discover that the store is actually haunted. Chandler, don't bite me. Okay. And then I will also be reading, hopefully, I don't know if I'm going to get to this one or not, October Moon by Michael Scott, which is about a girl named Rachel who goes on vacation and discovers that the vacation location that's fun to say, vacation location that she is at is actually infested with werewolves. Infested, I don't know if it's really an infestation if it's werewolves. It's inhabited. It's inhabited by werewolves. Sorry, my cat is all over the place, so I just keep knocking my camera around trying to get him to stop biting things. And then I will also be listening to an audiobook, The Exorcist by William Peter Blatty. I'm sure you guys know what that's about, but if you don't, it is about a girl named Reagan who becomes possessed by a demon, and a priest ends up going to try to perform an exorcism and rid her of the demon, and it gets really creepy and scary and all that stuff. And then I will also be listening to Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde by Robert Louis Stevenson, which is about, I never really know what that's about because I've never really gotten into the whole Dr. Jekyll and Hyde thing. But as far as I know, it is about like a guy who I think is a scientist of some sort. He's a scientist or a doctor. Obviously, he's a doctor because it's Dr. Jekyll. Like, I think he's like a scientist, and he actually has like this second person living inside of him, like some form of like dissociative identity disorder or something, but the person is actually evil and kills people, and his name is Mr. Hyde. So that is what I will be reading for this vlog. I don't know if it's going to be a different vlog, like where I talk, like I know I'm recording like separately for it, but I don't know if I'm gonna like talk about like the reviews or anything in this video or in that video, so I'll let you know when I kind of start figuring that out. But October's almost over, and I'm really bummed about it, guys. I really want more October. So, hello. So it is Monday, October 24th. Well, it's actually Tuesday, October 25th. I don't know why I even bother. But it's about 3 in the morning, and I just finished reading Horror Store by Grady Hendrix. If you guys want to know what I thought of this one, it is in my Halloween vlog, Halloween Horrors. I still don't know what I'm calling it because I haven't posted it yet. But it's in that vlog, along with my opinions on Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, or The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde by Robert Louis Stevenson, and The Exorcist by William Peter Blatty. I don't know if that's how you say his name, Blatty, something like that. So those 3 books I read over the last couple of days, and those are all in that together. But I also started reading Escape Room by Imogen. I can't remember her last name, but it's right here. And I started reading that, and I was going to finish that for that video, but I am so sick right now, guys. I feel like crap. I ate so much candy at the Halloween party for my students tonight that I have made myself sick. Like, my stomach is nauseous, my head hurts, and I just feel like general crap. And I am so mad at myself for doing this to myself. Because I have, over the last year, you guys know, unless you're new to my channel, but I've been going through like diabetes testing, where I was like diagnosed with pre-diabetes, then type 2 diabetes, then they weren't sure if it was type 2 diabetes, so they were like, oh, maybe hypoglycemia, maybe just pre-diabetes. We don't really know, but we know something's wrong with my blood sugar, and then I just ate like a crap ton of candy tonight. So I just had a couple like peanuts just to try to get myself some protein. I've been chugging water, but I am just gonna lay in bed and watch something because I just feel like crap. Ugh, I'm so mad at myself. So I'm just gonna watch TV and chill, but I did want to let you guys know that I did read those 3 books in that video, and if you guys want to see what I thought of those, you guys should check out that video. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Not yet. Go ahead. Put your backpack on.
Now.
Cheese! Oh, so cute. Look at you.
Say trunk or treat.
Mommy.
Trunk or treat.
Flashing lights dance with fire in the night. I'm wired. Watch the time pass us by. Is this feeling lying? Could you pass the lighter? Yeah, I'm trying to keep my cool. Nicotine in my veins, flaming up desires. What am I supposed to do? Cause it feels so good. Feeling wild like a zoo. Put me in a mood. Put me in a mood. Maybe I should've known that it ain't real. How'd you know how to get into my feelings? You're a trip giving me hopeless solution. Hopeless solution. Maybe I should've known that it ain't
Hello, it is October 28th. It's a Friday. I actually had tonight off of work. I did end up going in for like 15. Okay, I went in for like an hour and 15 minutes. But I did have most of the night off from work, so I could go trunk or treating with Jacob, Ava, and Riley. And we went there, and the Scholastic Book Fair was there. So if you guys don't know what the Scholastic Book Fair is, it's like a book fair that like travels, I think, the country. I don't know if it's just a New York thing, but I think it travels the country. And does like cheap books on sale for kids to like go in and pick out by themselves. Chandler, what is on the floor? I'll figure that out later. But I did get 2 books. This one is on sale. It is called A Home for Goddesses and Dogs by Leslie Connor. It was $7.99. This looks like it's about a girl whose mother passes away, and she has to move in with her aunt's wife, and like this weird landlord. And she has like all these secrets, and they come across a dog who's pretty much mischievous and trouble, and the dog kind of keeps them kind of building this new family for her. And then I got this book to read this weekend. It is called Vacancy. It is by K.R. Alexander, and this is about a girl who moves to a town where like there's this famous hotel, and kids have like this contest to try to stay inside the hotel, which is apparently the most haunted hotel in the world, and the people inside don't want to let them go. So I got those 2 books. They were both $7.99, so pretty cheap. I also bought Ava a book, and she got like a book. Her mom bought each of those kids a book, and then Ava wanted 2 books, and I said I would buy it for her because I always promote reading. But then I also got 2 bookmarks. I got this candy one, this gummy bear one, because it's Halloween, so for trick-or-treating, and then I got this sloth on the Eiffel Tower with a Eiffel Tower? That's not the Eiffel Tower, that's the Empire State Building. So a sloth on an Empire State Building holding a book. So that's what I did tonight, and the trunk-or-treating was really cute. I am not getting Halloween out yet, and there's such few days left, so I am going to enjoy the last few days. Tomorrow I have work, and then Sunday and Monday I have off, so pretty exciting weekend overall. So I'm going to chill. I'm going to do some book journaling tonight because I want to go to bed fairly early because I have work in the morning, and then I'm going to come home tomorrow and read for all of Saturday night and Sunday. That's my plans, to read. I've got a few books I want to finish up before the end of the month. Don't know if I'm going to get to all the books that I wanted to get to, but I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful, guys. So I will see you guys in whatever's next. Hello. So it is Saturday, October 29th. It's about like 10:30 at night. I had a very fun week at work, doing all of our Halloween parties. So right now I will insert all the Halloween costumes I was for work. So I was, oh my gosh, I don't even remember them all. I was something different every day because that's what I like to do. So, on Monday I was, what was I? Oh, I was a fortune teller. So here's me as a fortune teller. And then on Tuesday, I was Dr. Grant from Jurassic Park. So here's me as Dr. Grant. Wednesday, I was a rainbow. So here I am as a rainbow. And Thursday, I was Kronk from Emperor's New Groove, and my boss was Yzma. I can't put her picture in here because I don't know if she'd be comfortable with that, but her costume was so good. Mine was like no comparison to hers. Hers was so fabulous. Yesterday, which was Friday, I went to trunk or treat, and I was a stormtrooper. And Ava was also a stormtrooper, but we only had one stormtrooper mask, so we were sharing a mask. And then today, which was Saturday, I was the Tooth Fairy. So those are what I was, and my teeth and lips are blue right now because I had Fun Dip. I've eaten so much candy over the last week, guys. So I have one more day of dressing up, which is actually Halloween, and I was like playing around with some Halloween looks. If you guys like saw my week of like horror reading books vlog, which I still don't know what I'm titling that because I'm posting it tonight, but I still don't know what I'm titling it. I was like playing around with like an ice cream cone look and like a Ouija board look. And I don't know if I'm gonna go with either of those. I really liked them, but I tried making like the sprinkles and the cone for the ice cream cone, and I just don't like how it looks. So I don't know if I'm gonna go with either of those for Halloween, but we'll see. So I'm kind of just like playing around with what I'm going to be. I have like such bad like hiccups and I thought they were gone, but they're just creeping back up on me. So I'm sorry if I start hiccuping. But yeah, so I don't know what I'm going to be on actual Halloween, but it is Saturday and it's like 10:30 at night and I have all of Sunday off. I'm so excited. Guys, I have a full day off. I have like over 24 hours. I'm really excited to just stay home and finish up reading. So I have already read 21 books this month. Wow, that's a lot. Which I think is the most that I've read throughout the year in a month was 21 books. I am at like 97 books right now out of my goal of reading 100 books for the year. So absolutely will finish that up this year, which I'm very excited about considering I read no books last year. I think I read like 2. But so this is very exciting. I'm glad that I'm out of my reading slump. I'm glad to be getting back into books, and these last few months have been great with reading, and I'm really excited to be back in the book community. So I think I left off with you guys telling you that I had finished Horror Store, which was for my other video. Since then, I have read Escape Room by Imogen Maxwell Tweed. Not a fan. I only gave it 1 star. So it was about 2 guys who used to date, and one is like political, he's like the state senator and like he's very important. The other one's just kind of like your average Joe IT guy, kind of nerdy, not really important, and they get kidnapped together and they're put in like this like escape room where they have to try to like get out, but they're not really even putting the effort into getting out. Like, it was just kind of like a weird read. It was more like they were being kidnapped and they cared more about why they broke up than why they were being kidnapped. To me, it was weird. And they were kind of like, oh, like, I loved you and you were this way, and I loved you and you were this way, and we can't ever be together, but let us fall back in love, but kidnappers. Like, it was like a very weird read. So that only got 1 star for me. From me. And then I read Jealousy's a Witch by, I think her name was Louisa West. And I did not realize going into the book that this was the second book in a series. So the entire time I'm like, why is the husband a turtle? Like, that was like important information that I still don't know why the husband was a turtle, or the ex-husband, or the ex-boyfriend, whatever he was. I still don't know why he was a turtle, because I didn't read the first book. I read the second book, and I got halfway through the second book, and I was like, this guy's a turtle. Is anybody ever going to tell me why? And then I looked it up on Goodreads, and it was like, book 2. And I was like, oh, that makes so much more sense. Why am I so confused? But it was still a really cute read. I can't remember if I gave it 2 or 3 stars. I think I gave it 2 stars, because it was really cute. I didn't really know what was going on because I didn't read the first book. But I didn't like dock stars for that. I docked stars because it was very much like Christian versus witches, which was like just a little much for me. Like, and I just hate reading Christian characters so much because I had such a bad experience with a church, and I won't go into it in this video. That's a different video. But I had such a bad experience with church that anytime there's like Christian, like judgmental people in a book, I'm like, ugh, and it just like does not sit well with me. I liked the characters. I also liked the like plot line, but I did feel like it's one of those books again, like some of these books that I find on Scribd, I feel like it's like you're reading, and you're like, oh, this is like cute and stuff like that. And then like the last 10 pages, it gets exciting. It's like, oh my God, all this stuff is happening in the last 10 pages. And that's it. Like, it is literally the last like 10 pages. And you're like, oh, that was fun. Like, boring, just cutesy fluff. Blah! Fixed it. Like, and I like it just, there's no like casual build. There's no like there's like little things happening. There's like smiting each other and like little like side eye, but you never really know why the big explosion happens at the end, because all that it's about is like, oh, my romance, oh, my life, oh, my personal blah, blah, blah. Like, so like, you're like, oh, like here's little glimpses of like this building up, but it's never like a, I don't know. I feel like a good book has like a roller coaster going throughout it. And you're like, oh my God, this is going to be a big moment. Oh, okay. Oh, this is a big moment. Oh, okay. Oh, the big moment. Where this one's just like, okay, big moment. Like, it's just like, it's like the like smallest roller coaster. It's like wee beep boop. So that was my very professional description of a book review for you. And then tonight I listened to the audiobook of the Sweet Valley Twins book number 3, Haunted House, because I needed a book for one of the reading things that I'm doing with twins in it. And I did not like the last Sweet Valley Twins book I read. I read it last month. It was Teacher's Pet. You guys know I didn't like it because I just felt like it didn't have a good moral and the character was bratty and like all this stuff. This did not get better. I gave it 1 star. I was like, this is ridiculous. The one girl is such a brat. Like, such a brat. And I cannot stand reading it. I will read 0 more Sweet Valley Twin books. Even if I need another book with twins in it, I will find a different group of twins. I cannot stand her. She is such a brat. It is the twin Jessica, and I'm just like, I can't stand reading about you because you're every single thing that I hate. And it's just, she's like only wants to do what everybody else does. She's like a follower. Her sister's like super nice to her, and she's just like, like, I don't care about anything you do. Like, don't talk to me. She's like mean. She's judgmental. She's just everything that I hate in a person. And I'm like, I don't want to read about you. I don't want to read about this 6th grade girl who has no moral or conscience or anything. Like, it's just really bothersome. So I did give that one 1 star because I just absolutely hate that character, and I feel like she has no redeeming qualities sometimes. Like, sometimes she's like, oh, my sister, here, let me be nice for 2 seconds, and then she's like, stab you in the back. Like, she's just a horrible character. I do not like reading her. But anyway, so I am currently listening to Last Chance Hotel by Nikki Thornton. That is about a boy who, oh, I didn't say what the Sweet Valley Twins book is about, and I didn't say what Jealousy is a Witch is about. Okay, good job, me. Jealousy is a Witch was about a woman who moved to a small town in, I believe, Georgia, and she is a witch, but she does not believe in like using her magic for everything. Like, she wants to live a semi-normal life and just use her magic for some things. And she has an ex-husband who's a turtle, and a new boyfriend who's like sleeping on her couch. And then the new boyfriend has like something from his past come up, and they get into a huge fight. And at the same time, like, a neighbor is like getting into it with her husband, and so they're like hanging out. It was like a very all over the place book. But anyways, basically like the whole concept of the series is like, this town is totally against her. She's like a Christian woman, and she's not a Christian woman, and she won't go to church, and they don't know why, and it's because she's a witch, and pretty much the whole town doesn't like her, and she's just trying to like protect her daughter and stay away from like people from her past and stuff like that. And yeah, it's kind of all over the place. It was like a cute read, but like I said, I think it was like a 2 star for me. It wasn't like anything special, but that is like the gist of it. And it's just her like coping with being a witch in a small Christian town, pretty much. Kind of like Bewitched, but more annoying. Like, I really like Bewitched, and this is more like, oh, why don't you go to church? You should go to church. Everyone goes to church. And I'm like, okay, I can't. And then nothing against people who go to church. I have a lot of family who goes to church and are very strong in their faith. I had a very bad experience with religion and no longer practice organized religion of any kind. And it is just very bothersome for me to read people like really pushing church on people. Like, I feel like you can have your faith, you can have your belief, go to church if you want to, but don't push it on other people. Anywho, so then the what was the next one I read? Oh, the Sweet Valley Twins Haunted House was about the Sweet Valley Twins, Jessica and Elizabeth, who think that this one house is haunted, and one day they see a girl standing outside of it, and they go and they tell everybody that there's like this ghost girl standing, or like witch girl standing outside this haunted house, and she ends up being a real person and goes to their school, and everybody like thinks she's a witch, so they're just all really mean to her, except Elizabeth, who's trying to get her sister to help people see that she is a nice kid and just going through a hard time. And yeah, so I have nothing nice to say about Jessica. Jessica's literally the worst character I've ever read in literature. Oh, this is gonna start playing. Don't play. Don't play. I have my ambiance ready to go. And then, yeah. So that's what those were about. Then, Last Chance Hotel, which I am currently reading by Nikki Thornton, is about, It's about a boy who is living in a hotel, and he is like, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, he's like this cook that like nobody likes. Like, he's like the hotel's cook, and nobody likes him. And one day somebody accidentally gets poisoned from his meal, and obviously all eyes are pointed on him. And his cat begins talking to him and telling him how to get out of being the main suspect, but there's also magic at play. So until he can figure out who it was, he's like the main suspect, which is what I got. That is like the script description, which I didn't feel was like a great description, but I'm like a quarter of the way into that. Not a quarter, maybe like 1/8 into the way of that. That was me trying to figure out fractions in my head. But the next book that I'm going to read right now, I'm going to sit down and read it. It's a very short read. It's 200 pages. Just got it at Ava's book fair last night. And this is Vacancy by K.R. Alexander. And I think I explained what this is about already in here. But basically it's about a girl who moves to a new town and stays overnight in a haunted hotel, and the ghosts don't want her to leave. So I'm going to read this 200 pages. It's like very simple read, like it's not big print or anything, or it's not small print or anything, so it looks like a very simple read. So I'm gonna bust through this puppy tonight. I've got my Halloween ambiance on, and I will check in with you guys when I'm done reading it.
So I was gonna read today, but this happened instead. This is pretty much what we've done with our day. And this is my pillow that he's on, and I've been told I sit here now. Not near the pillow, just near his bum. Hey Bing, you done? He's not done. Please hold him. You done now? We don't eat the hair. We don't eat the hair. Love you. Go. Yeah, he won today. I get nothing and he's won today. That's, yeah. You have, huh? Yeah, we're back. Chandler? Chandler, that's my pillow. Chandler? That's my pillow. Chandler? Excuse me, this is okay. I love you too. You can have it. You can have anything you want in the world. God, you're cute. It's still my pillow though. How cute are you?
Okay, so I have gotten myself into a pickle McPickle face, and I have been a lazy bum all day. And I have been snuggling my cat and giving him kissies. And I did edit a vlog while I was snuggling and kissing cats, but I have not read anything. And I have 3 spaces left on my trick-or-treat-a-thon bingo board. I've already switched what I was going to read in those 3 spaces. I had switched up the TBR that I had originally planned, which means my Bookworm for November is going to suck because I'm going to have 3 additional rolls or try to work those books in, and it's going to be a nightmare. However, I really want to get through this trick-or-treat-a-thon bingo board, and that is my main goal. And I'm trying not to worry about Bookworm because I already know that I'm going to have to do extra rolls in November, because for Bookworm, how I do it is like, if I pick a book, I have to read that book. So even though I have read 20 something books this month, 3 of them were not the books that I originally planned to read, and now have to work in different books. So what I am doing is I'm panic searching right now. So I'm already listening to Last Chance Hotel, and that will work for Book with a Moon on the cover. So I'm already listening to that. I have like an hour and something left of that. That's not too bad. I can get through that even if I finish listening to it tomorrow. However, I am going to be gone pretty much all day tomorrow. I am going to Jacob and Ava's school costume parades, and then I'm staying at their house and hanging out with them until pretty much we go trick-or-treating, and then I'm coming home. And when I get home from trick-or-treating and all that stuff, I have to prepare my November TBR. So I'm a little stressed. Just a little, not too bad. But I am trying to like panic search for books. So I know that I'm reading Last Chance Hotel, and that's gonna cover for Moon on the Cover. Then I was gonna read A Whole New World, which is a Twisted Tale book, but it's like 400 pages long. I have an early morning, don't want to be up till 4 o'clock in the morning reading, because I also want to get some book journaling done tonight. So I am trying to like find right now on Scribd like some form of Twisted Tale graphic novel to work as that prompt. So that's what I'm looking for there. And then I also have to read a book that is banned, a banned book. So I am reading Genderqueer for that. I forget who that's by. What are you spazzing out about? My cat just like did like a weird jumpy thing. So I forget who Genderqueer is by, but I am planning on reading that, and that's a graphic novel, so that shouldn't take too long. But I am really having a hard time finding some form of, it can either be a grim or it can be a twisted fairy tale. So I'm looking for something along those lines, and I'm hoping that I can find like a grim graphic novel, like a graphic novel of a grim story. I'm not having luck right now because all I have to work with is Scribd. So I'll let you know what I find, but I definitely know I'm reading Last Chance Hotel and Genderqueer, and I'm going to try to get through all these tonight so tomorrow I can just enjoy Halloween and get my November TBR planned out. So we'll see. I will keep you posted. Busted out the face paint. All right, it is about 7 o'clock at night on Halloween. Ava, what are we doing?
Trick-or-treating.
We are lap 2ing as well.
But different neighborhood.
Yes, we have ditched the littles at home, and now Ava and I are headed to a different neighborhood. It's very exciting stuff. Hello, hello. Last night I finished Vacancy by K.R. Alexander. I did give this 3 stars, I think. Did I give it 3 or 4? I think I gave it 4 stars, actually. I think as a kid, this would have been a really cool plot twist and really entertaining. As an adult, I kind of saw it coming, but as a kid, I would have really enjoyed this. So that's what the high rating is for, because yeah, I think as a kid I would have really enjoyed this. As an adult, it's probably a 3-star, but I did kind of read it from the fact that I got it from the Scholastic Book Fair, and that is for kids, and as a child I would have been really stoked to read this. I don't even know what the reading level is, but I would say like late middle grade. It's a little creepy. So and then I also read today, I did finally find a book to go for my twisted fairy tale type thing, and I read Sister Grimm's A Grimm Guide. So it's basically about the Sister Grimm books, which I've never read. I thought it was going to be like a guide to like the Brothers Grimm, but there was a lot of interesting facts in it and I really enjoyed reading it. So I think next month I'm actually going to check out one of the Sister Grimm's books, because it was really good. Like, it was just like this weird, like, mixed media guide, that like talked about the characters in A Sister's Grimm, and but I also had like some facts. There were facts about L. Frank Baum, about the Brothers Grimm, about Lewis Carroll, about Hans Christian Andersen. It talked a lot about like facts of like what the real Grimm stories were about. So I did find it really interesting, and I am gonna read The Sisters Grimm now. So definitely was something that caught my attention, and I plan to read more. And I did kind of like, if it looked like it was going to spoil something in the book, I did kind of like skip over a couple lines so I wouldn't get like the spoilers, because it was written, I think, after the rest of the Sister Grimm series, so it kind of like talked about like the characters and like what they did in the books. But then it was like, and when blah blah blah, and I was like, nope, I can't read that part, it's gonna spoil it. So but I did read like enough for it to count as being read. So I read that, and then I also read Genderqueer. Oh my gosh, why can I never remember who wrote this? I cried, guys. This was so accurate to myself and my journey with coming out as non-binary. I literally got teary-eyed at like multiple different parts. One of the best analogies that I've heard in a long time is like when people misgender me, you know, I always get like this discomfort, and I've never been able to describe it. And it gave me a description, and I was so happy. But like when somebody misgenders me, when somebody says she or her, and I kind of get like this like feeling, like it just kind of like makes my shoulders go up, and I'm like, you know, and I don't want to correct them, because, you know, I don't want to be that person that's like, oh, they, you know, like I don't want to be somebody who's like harping on people, but I also don't want to be misgendered. So it's always a really fine line. I do usually shut people down immediately if they say girl, like, hey girl, or something like that. I'm like, nope, not a girl. But I do it in like a funny way. Like, I don't know if anybody's seen The Good Place. If you've seen The Good Place, there's the character, I think her name's Janice, something like that. And she's like a robot, but she's technically not a person. So when they're like, oh, you go girl, she'll be like, not a girl. Like, so I always say it like that. I'm like, oh, not a girl. Like kind of like the robot. But yeah, so it had this great analogy of like, basically that being misgendered is like having an itchy tag in your shirt or a rock in your shoe. It's not physically harming you. It's just causing you a really big discomfort. Like, and it's not even like a big discomfort. It's like a minor discomfort, a minor pain that could be easily solved. So if somebody says to me like, oh, you know, like talking about me being like, oh, she did this or she did that, I feel like this discomfort, like, I'm just thinking about a tag in my shirt. The shirt doesn't even have a tag. I rip them all out because they bother me. But like just thinking about like having like a tag in your shirt or stepping on a rock all the time, like it's just like a kind of cringe. And, you know, it said that like the easiest way to solve that is to correct people, you know, basically is what it was saying. It was saying like, you know, like all you have to do to get rid of the itchy tag feeling is find a pair of scissors. Yeah, so that was really like eye-opening. Like all I have to do is be like, don't say that. And will people still misgender me? Absolutely. We live in a shitty world, unfortunately, and there are shitty people in it. And they will just always misgender me. But the people who really love me, you know, if I can tell that they're trying, I don't give them a hard time. But you know, if it's like time 8,000,000,002 that they've misgendered me, correcting them is more important than constantly walking around with a rock in your shoe. So I did really like that analogy. There was a couple other parts that just really hit home for me, and I can't even think of them right now, but they were just so good. I loved this book. I cried so much. I want to own the physical copy. I read it as an ebook, and I want to own the physical copy. I got so teary-eyed and so emotional over it that I was like, I'm seen, I'm heard. And I read Gender X this year and felt the same way, but this one just was like a little extra because it also talks about not, you know, the character is sort of asexual as well. I don't identify as asexual, but I do have a really low sex drive and I don't really need sex or anything like that. So it was nice to feel represented in a way that like, no, gender is not about sex at all. It's a completely different thing. So yeah, it was just a really nice read. Really, really nice read. So I enjoyed it a lot. Definitely got teary-eyed. Definitely loved it. And then I also listened to Last Chance Hotel by Nikki Thornton, and that will be probably my last book for October. I'm looking at my November stack, and I think I want to jump into some of the bigger ones tomorrow during some downtime, knowing that I'm not going to finish a book tomorrow, but just start a book would be nice. And Last Chance Hotel, I did end up giving 2 stars. I didn't love it that much, but I also had just finished reading Vacancy, which was about a hotel, which they're very different. Like, this was a haunted hotel, that was a magical hotel, but they both have like mysterious elements to it, and they were both kind of like Halloweenish vibes. And I think because I just finished Vacancy, just the comparison of the two, I preferred that one over Last Chance Hotel. So Last Chance Hotel was a 2-star for me. Genderqueer was obviously 5 stars for me, but Last Chance Hotel was 2 stars. I thought it was good. I thought it was cute. Just not really my favorite that I've read this year, and probably won't read again. And I kind of look at books like, if I'll read it again, it'll be like a 3-star or higher. If I won't read it again, or I won't continue a series, it's like a 2-star or lower. So yeah, so that is that, and I think that'll end my October read. A pretty long day, so I'm gonna kind of tuck in, watch a movie, relax a little bit, and call it a night. I just had a ring pop. But guys, I am so excited. Look, I finished the bingo board. I covered the whole thing. I am so proud of myself. I even had to read a book for the free space. I mean, I didn't have to, but it was worth bonus points, so I did. But I am so happy. I'm really pumped. I read a total of 26 books in October. 26! That is crazy. I am so happy, and I'm so happy that I finished the big bingo board for Trick or Treat-a-thon, and I can't wait to do it again next year. It was a really great experience, and now I've had too much sugar to go to sleep, so I'm gonna watch a movie. One more very exciting thing. I reached my reading goal of 100 books. I am so excited. I still have 2 months left. I can't believe I went from writing 0 books in 2021, and by 0 I mean 2, but they were like graphic novels. Reading so few books in 2021 and reading 100 books this year. Guys, I just feel like my mental health is like back in check. I'm feeling good. You know, every once in a while it'll act up. Like today I started having food aversions again, which is why I've been eating so much candy. But you know, like food aversions are something I can handle, and honestly it's really just to meat. So if the worst thing that happens is I go vegetarian for a few months, then that's the worst thing that happens. And it's really just anxiety that, like, some foods trigger my anxiety. So that's all. But other than that, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like this month has really been a game changer for me, and October used to be a very hard month for me, and this month it was actually like not too bad. So excited that I reached some big goals. So go me. All right, book fam, and just like that, October is over. I had a great month. I had 26 books that I read. I had a little stinker nugget of a cat, but 26 books, reached some mega goals, did some awesome fun things, and now I'm going to bed. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next month. Bye!
Wasn't that a great video? Clearly books make me very happy. Now you can make me happy too. Click the subscribe button to follow my channel. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you think I did good. And the notification bell will let you know when I post new content. Also, follow my Instagram for more book shenanigans.